Hello, middle schoolers. We've missed you. It's been a while since we've had Sunday school class, and I honestly didn't think it was going to take this long for this whole COVID-19 virus thing to happen. But anyway, it's been a while, so I thought maybe we would post some Sunday school lessons for you, just little quick mini lessons for you guys, and you guys can try your own scientific experiment at home. And so for today's experiment, you're going to need a bucket, you're going to need some water, and you're going to need your arm. Okay, so have those three things ready. But we're going to do that after the lesson. So we're going to be looking at Proverbs again. So of course, as always, I welcome you to go get your Bible and open up to Proverbs. Okay, so Proverbs 29:25 says, "Fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe." Okay, so what do you think this is talking about? Let's start with the first. Fear of man will prove to be a snare. What do you guys know what a snare is? I think Matthew knows because he's a hunter, right? But a snare, I think, is like a trap to trap an animal, right? So it snares the animal and the animal is stuck. Okay, so if it's saying here that fear of man will prove to be a snare, what it's talking about is a lot of times we worry so much about what other people think about us that it kind of traps us, right? So for instance, if you think about peer pressure at school, right? So there might be a bunch of kids that are doing things that is not on the up and up, not okay, but you're so afraid that, they'll make fun of you or they won't want to be your friend that you kind of go along with something that isn't okay. That's being ensnared by that fear, by those people, right? And that is, a lot of us are fearful of a lot of things in this world, right? There's a lot of scary stuff that's happening. I mean, look at the COVID-19 right now. There's so much that people are afraid of getting sick. People are afraid of dying. People are afraid of losing their jobs. Maybe you're afraid, of not being able to connect with your friends or do the sports that you wanted to do or be in that play. It's really hard right now, and there's a lot of scary things happening, right? But what we want to be careful of is that we're not being afraid of those things, right? Look at the second part of it. It says, "But whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe." Does that mean nothing bad is ever going to happen? Absolutely not, right? Because we know, we've talked a lot about this, that bad things happen to Christians and to people that aren't Christians, right? Good things happen to Christians and to people who aren't Christians. But what is it that we can really put our trust and faith in is the providence of God. Remember the providence of God, right? God has a plan, and his plan is to benefit us in the end. And too often we kind of get stuck in the here and now, in what's temporary, but what God is talking about is eternity, right? So we shouldn't waste our time being afraid of the here and now and the people that are only temporary, right? Or the illnesses that are only temporary. Ultimately, if we put our trust in God, he's going to keep us safe, eternally speaking, right? So he will always be with us. He's always watching out for us. He's always loving us, and he's always going to give us what we need to get through whatever's going on. And that's what the verse is talking about, okay? So whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe, eternally speaking. We're part of his plan, okay? So now we are ready for the experiment. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab our bucket, we're going to grab some water, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the bucket, put the water in, and you're going to spin the bucket. You probably have done this when you were a little younger. And because of the gravitational force, the gravitational force is going to hold the water in the bucket. You can even put the container that you pour the water in with, or you can put any item in the bucket. It really doesn't matter. If you get that gravitational force going, that's going to hold the items in the bucket. Okay? So I'm going to have Liv help me out with this. So we're going to go outside. You ready? Come on. Go. It's a lot of water. Okay, so the water is in the bucket. And the directions Liv said that you could also throw the bottle in there if you want.
I'm good.
For good measure. All right, so Liv is now going to attempt to do the, oh, it's cold out here. What is it? The challenge, the scientific experiment. So,
I'm scared. It's gonna
you
go.
gotta get the momentum up.
Okay.
Whoa, no water!
Okay, ready?
Alright. So, let's look at the water again. So here's the point. Hold on. So here is the point. Oops. The point is I don't know how to use my own phone. But here is the point. So the world might get crazy and it might feel scary or like there's a lot of turmoil, like the bucket spinning around and around. It might feel a little out of control, but we are always safe in God's arms. He will always protect us, just like the water will always stay in the bucket.